Hello, fourth grade. Today we're making Zentangle autumn leaves. Here are my examples for today, and inside are these Zentangles. They're also called patterns, and we're going to talk about what a Zentangle is. But for today, you're going to want to have some markers or any coloring supplies you have around, a pencil, a blank piece of paper, and if you like how this looks cut out, you can have some scissors. If you want to keep it on your paper, no problem. You can keep it on the paper, but always an option, keep your scissors close by. I'm going to put these examples off to the side, have that guy peeking out, while we start our Zentangle leaves. I'm going to put my blank piece of paper right here. Let's briefly talk about Zentangles. Zen is a word for meditation or peaceful kind of actions, and tangle is a word that they kind of use for doodle, or when you draw patterns, how they kind of tangle together. So when you look at these, a Zentangle is when you peacefully or almost like meditationally draw patterns that kind of grow into something else. A lot of people will do this for stress relief because you just start to subconsciously create shapes and patterns, and you use lines in ways that create repeating shapes. So here is a couple examples of some pretty intricate and detailed Zentangles. This is a sheet that has a bunch of inspiration ones. You can of course pause and look at these a little bit further if you'd like. We're going to put this off to the side for now and we can look back at it, but our Zentangles don't have to be that complex. I'd rather you think of them as doodling patterns. When we look at this example, I make checkered board, some swirls, I like to make overlapping circles, some scales that are just repeating W's or U's, more circles, lines that overlap. These are just patterns that I draw really relaxed, and that is our goal for today because they look really great when we create them in a big shape. So step number 1 for today is we need to create that autumn leaf first. Look how big this leaf is. It is going to take up our entire paper. Remember, I draw with marker so you can see it better on the camera. For this step, you're going to want to use pencil. Here's some examples of autumn leaves. We can see that this one was used on that example. The other one that is colored in, so this one, almost looks like an eyeball shape or a sharp oval, and that one is this leaf. I'm going to switch it up and I'm going to try to draw this leaf that has a couple different pieces on it. So that one looks like it's pretty sectioned off, where there's a bunch of little leaves kind of growing off of one stem. So I'm first making a whole bunch of little sections and some lines that connect them. Now your goal, friends, is you need to have at least 6 sections for your Zentangles. So when I count these, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sections for my leaves today. When you look at my other ones, I did make more sections. So this one has 8 sections. This one over here, I think has 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this has 10 sections. So as you can see, getting over 6 sections is pretty easy, especially if you like doodling as much as I do. All right, so when I start my Zentangles or just my patterns, I always start with lines. For this, I am actually going to switch it up and use some different colors. I encourage you to do the same thing. Use as many colors as you'd like. You can do these Zentangles right in marker, or you can use your pencil, whatever you feel more comfortable with. But let's start a few of these patterns together. One of my favorite ones to do is the checkered pattern. And what I do is I first draw long lines that connect both ends. These are also called horizontal lines. I then draw long lines that go up and down. Those are also called vertical lines. And to create a checkered pattern, I color in every other one on each row. And I'll see that the corners are going to touch the ones that are colored in, creating that checkered area. So there you go. And you can also do kind of an Alice in Wonderland one that has wiggly checkboard and doing the same lines that are super wiggly. And I would do the same one. I'm going to pick a square and I'm going to color in the ones that touch only in the corners. All right. So another Zentangle that I really like to do are those scales, and all I do is kind of a rainbow line or a bunny hop line with those half circles, and then I draw the same line but on top of that semicircle line to create an overlapping scale pattern. If you want to take that one further, you can make little lines inside of it. From there, I'm going to do a few more in fast forward so you can see how I draw them. I want you to be creative though, and I want you to really think of how you can make your lines or your Zentangles unique and which ones you just like to draw. You like the action of making. All right, so here's my finished product. I have as many different colors as I had to work with. I use different patterns or Zentangles. You can of course draw more or less because you want to do at least 6 different examples of Zentangles. Here I did a little bit more and I really like how it looks. I've got a lot of examples of variety. Same with these examples over here. And this one over here. Move this guy off to the side. So I really cannot wait to see yours. You can add more color to this if you'd like by adding crayons or any other coloring to it, but make sure that when you're done with your art, I should see 6 sections of Zentangles, which are just repeating patterns. And here are a whole bunch of different examples of them. You can use any of the ones on these, and the resources I post on Schoology for you to look at. You don't need to cut it out. I'm going to leave this one here, especially since I've got this line. If I cut it out, I might just have 5 different little leaves floating around. But make sure you have those 6 sections of Zentangles. Use different colors, different examples of the Zentangles. Take a picture or video and upload it to the discussion board. I can't wait to see your Zentangle Autumn Leaves 4th grade. Thanks so much and happy creating.